Edward Elgar's My Love Dwelt in a Northern Land is, perhaps, one of the greatest works of choral music ever composed. From the haunting melodies to the poignant text, everything about this song embodies the essence of love, fantasy, and loss. How did Elgar create such a wondrous work? Like many great works of art, the answer lies in contrast and repetition, as we will soon see by the numbers. My Love Dwelt in a Northern Land is structured into 3 sections: an exposition, a development, and a recapitulation. Although a consistent 3/4 time signature is employed throughout, Elgar is able to create contrast within and between sections through the use of textural rhythmic variation. These diagrams illustrate this variation in the form of a rhythmic density analysis, visualizing the frequency of new pitch initiation per bar. The A section opens with a unison statement of the primary theme in all voices. This gives way to counterpoint, pairing the sopranos and tenors against the altos and basses, leading into the first cadence. The second phrase features a rhythmically active melody in thirds and counterpoint by the female voices, floating above sustained tones in the male voices. Again, the parts return to rhythmic unison at the close of the phrase. The third phrase is a close counterpart to the first, reversing the melodic treatment of the sopranos and tenors, but maintaining the same rhythmic structure overall. The premier half of the fourth and final phrase initially appears chaotic. However, a more detailed analysis on the level of the half bar reveals a handing off of rhythmic activity between the sopranos and basses and the altos and tenors, leading into yet another rhythmic reunion at the cadence. Instead of considering this section as composed of 4 phrases, an alternative is to think of this as a single extended period. However, this structural organization becomes less useful in context of how these themes are treated in the coda. The music expands into the B section, splitting both the lower voices to create a new 6-part organization. This section features a rhythmically varied soaring melody or descant in the sopranos and first tenors, supported by rhythmically active ostinatos in the altos, second tenors, and baritones, as well as, appropriately, a bass line for the basses. The parts then briefly reunite for a 4-bar transition. This leads into the second phrase, which again features a soprano melody and ostinatos in 3 other voices. As the baritones and basses re-enter, the tenors join the sopranos in octaves, returning the choir to the original organization of the first phrase. A militaristic rhythmic alignment ushers in the third and final phrase, text painting the words battle, flamed, and dawn. The third section reintroduces the main themes from both the A and B sections, now recontextualized by the revelations in the poetry. Again, we see the arching shape of the opening phrase, featuring a soprano-tenor-alto-bass split. The second phrase features once again a split between the female and male voices. In the third phrase, instead of a repeat of the original phrase, we see a throwback to the B section. The sopranos sing a soaring melody as the altos, tenors, and basses present the characteristic ostinato. This is followed by a rhythmically unified 4-bar transition. Finally, the primary theme is sung in canon, before all 4 parts reunite for a final cadence, accented by a hopeful Picardy third.